Welcome everybody now. It is sunny hill day. On a wonderful day. So, everybody, my name is Vikani Dragonkin, and this is my channel. It is my story. I am a vegan. I care about animals and animal rights. And I've been a long time supporter of animal rights activism. I believe animals deserve rights. And I think it's unfair that we treat currently animals that have never harmed us ever in their whole life worse than we treat our species' most violent and cruel beasts. Yeah. I call rapists, child molesters, pedophiles, monsters, beasts. I don't see them as humans. If that feels controversial to you, then perhaps me and my work is not something for you. If you agree, then we have something in common. I hope everything is working out. I'm putting my music a bit lower because it was too loud, I think. So again, my name is Vigani. Vigani Dragonkin. And welcome to my channel. I'm a vegan VTuber. I care about animals. I am biologically different from most people. Because I have a condition that is intersex. That means I am neither fully male nor fully female. And it's not some gender thing either. It's something biological. You can't become intersex. You are intersex, because if you're being intersex, your biological makeup is different from that most people. You're not. Some people that are intersex are also trans, but those are not necessarily something that is connected. There are a lot of people that are intersex that are not trans. And what does it even mean to be trans if you're intersex? That's another question. If you're trying to become or being a woman, you're intersex, Are you an intersex woman? Are you an intersex male? Are you trans? Or are you just... That's the question. Are intersex people in your mind? Man, woman, what are they? To me, I see myself as neither man nor female, which most people consider, when I talk about gender, non-binary. But it's not something I am. I guess I consider myself just being intersex. I'm just myself. And intersex doesn't mean into sex. I guess I'm not into sex. I'm intersex, which is something different. I'm not a horny bastard. For the people that are confused by what I was saying, I'm asexual, which means I don't have any sexual urges. And I don't see that as any kind of problematic, and I think it is actually a blessing. Because I think being sexual is kinda exhausting if I try to place myself in that position of being horny. It takes so much space, it's so much energy away from your daily activities, it seems like, for most people that are horny. Allosexual. Allosexual is simple a word, means that you're either homosexual or straight. It means basically you have a sexual orientation. That's how I explain the meaning of it. I don't have family, so I am 100% asexual. I don't think boobs are attractive, nor I think peepees are attractive. Nor I think muscles are arousing. I don't think any of those things that people say they are attracted to as any type of arousal. And the idea of being intimate with some person also doesn't really make me feel like I need to do it or so. If that makes sense. Therefore, I classify myself as being asexual. And asexual doesn't mean that I asexually reproduce. I'm not a noob. I know that's confusing to some people. And yeah, that might be. And some people may make a joke about it. I can't change you for being a joker. But I hope you're at least a little bit not a dick. And are willing to listen. When I try to explain my feelings on the matter. I hope we can have a civilized conversation. And if we can't, then it's sad. I hope one day you're willing to look into the mirror and see that your way is not always the only way. And I hope when that day comes, We can have a conversation. Okay. I'm going to cut her. Okay. I'm going to post something on Discord more. Come on. So this process here is really a lot of work. And I hope the drawing of the lines is making you relax and chillax a little bit. Oh, I see, my stream is glitching. Oh. What? Okay. Need to look what this is. But yeah. Okay. I hope this is fixing the error. I don't want my stream to get glitchy. In a whole world of shadow and light, springing off the walls is here, now I am happy life. La 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 la. In a world of bringing the souls of the down, long down. Sorry, I'm here. Now I'm going to talk. Let's do this now, I'm saying now. Okay, let's put the music on my head a bit lower. The music is a bit loud for me. So I was not able to think where I got. But yeah, what I was saying earlier, oh, got a bit distracted. Yeah. Let's talk about art a little bit. The thing with art is that it takes practice. AI art is not art because it is not creativity. In the same way that doing all your math homework with a calculator is not you doing math. It's you using a cheating tool. And even though AI art is also not the best kind of thing to improve your own skills. I mean, you don't improve your skills, you're training an algorithm that is ultimately designed to be first free or low cost, but then extensively becomes more expensive. The free version is going to degrade, and then you're trapped. And it makes more money for business, for big business, corporation, corporate greed, which is a part of venture capitalism. I don't really like capitalism. Why I don't like capitalism? Because it creates fund rules, like sucking energy away and then give it all to one group. Energy in the way of money, in the way of attention, in the way of any kind of other currency that we crave, because we need to have it in the society that we live in to sustain ourselves. We now have commodified attention span, which means that people become more narcissistic because they're trying to crave more attention. And how are we dealing with it? Making people compete for the attention, because attention has become a currency, a commodity, instead of something that is given. We turn this thing that is given, attention, connections, into something transactional with paranormal or social relationships, like those how people have with celebrities and other kind of people they never met ever in their whole life, but that seems to be more obsessed with than their real life family. Because things that are novel seems to be more exciting. And we constantly try to get something more exciting. And we think that the grass is greener on the other side of the hill. Well, we don't have proof for it, but we want to believe it. Because the system has trapped us into a loop of extreme boredom. In a system where we are addicted to unhealthy habits and unhealthy patterns. Watching shows, getting drunk, watching meaningless content, like the next person who's half naked on some stream, or some guy with his bullshit opinions that have absolutely no value in their real life, Yeah, I'm talking about you, Zach. Aspen gold. Your ass is gold. Literally. That's why you call it Aspen gold, is it not? Because you have a gold of ass. And you think you're gold of ass. That's what I mean. And you are an ass. But yeah. What I was saying here is that there are more important things in the world than fame. There's more important things in the world than success. Whatever that means. Is success, is that, what is that? Is that a lot of money? Is it freedom? Is the ability to stand and do what you want? Or is it being a prisoner of your own construct that you created, which allows you to make a ton of money, but never the time to spend any in a meaningful way? Wasting it on big yard parties, expensive champagne, expensive food, showing off, being the guy that you secretly want to kick in the face. But you will never admit it. Oh. The thing that I see as success is be happy. Make an impact in the world, make the world a little bit better when I leave. This is what I want. I don't want to have all the riches on the world. I just want to make the world a little bit better than when I leave. Have my impact in the world in a world that makes it a little bit better than. I want to make a difference. I want to make a difference in this world. I'm not really sure how to do it yet. Maybe I should make more. I should work on my art more. Maybe I should do other stuff. Maybe I should do some guided meditation or so. But I need to find first a way to attract people to my content before I can, I think, reach my goal in life. Which is my goal in life? My goal in life, I think, is making the world a little bit better. Having a good impact in the world. How to reach that, I'm not yet sure, but I hope it will be something I will come to realize over time. I hope I'm good to understand. I mean, I did put my second mic up. So I connected one mic to the other mic. And I connected them both to my computer. So if it is good if I was talking to here, you should hear it a little bit better in one ear, and this also if I talk with this one, you should hear me in this one more. So you should hear me in this one more. Do you hear me in this one better? Or do you hear me in this one better? Okay. So, and that should be when I'm talking in the middle. You should hear me in both ears the best. Yeah, I use 2 mics. I have 2 singing mics. So I can whisper in your ear if you want. Maybe I should whisper in your ear to be a better boy or a better girl. Maybe you should listen better, but not listen to the bad people. You should listen to me. Go vegan, maybe? Why I ask you to go vegan? This is a question I asked myself a long time ago. Why did I go vegan? One of the reasons I did go vegan is because the way we treat animals. They are not well kept as the industry wants us to believe. And even if it were, even if there were living in some magical fantasy place with happy chickens, happy cows, happy milk, what makes it okay? Is happy exploitation good? What if we're going to happily exploit migrant workers? Is that okay? In between the torture and exploitation, they get 1 hour of rest. They get 1 hour of rest a day, when nobody is abusing them. Makes that okay? No. Animals have never harmed us ever in the whole life. We treat them worse than we treat the worst criminals. Like child molesters. We treat child molesters better than we treat animals. And we make it so that treating somebody like an animal automatically means that we are treating some other worse. And I think that is the problem of it all. Why should we treat a living creature that have never harmed us ever in the whole life worse than we treat the worst kind of offenders, like people that commit child molestation, people that commit other heinous crimes like mass murder, or that sexual exploitate women. Why do we treat those people better than a cow or chicken that have never harmed us ever in real life? And do you think it's okay if we were doing this kind of stuff to a dog or a cat? If you say it are just animals, what about dog and cat? Why is it not okay to do it to them? It's because of arbitrary reasons? In your case? Or do you think those animals have intrinsic rights to be free from torture? I will argue that all animals should have, and have intrinsic rights to be treated with respect and kindness. I'm not judging necessarily. I'm just saying what the animals want me to say if the position I want. Basically, I say what I want that people were saying in defense of me when if I was getting exploited. That's why I speak the language like from the victim's point of view. That's why I talk from the victim's point of view. Imagine this, everybody. If you look stuff from an oppressor's point of view, from the slave master's point of view, it is easy to say that slaves are dumb. They're worthless. They can't think for themselves. Because if you're going to admit they are feeling living creatures that deserve to be respected, then it's becoming harder to justify your exploitation of them. So you make euphemisms. You start to lie. Everything to not admit that you are a bad person, or that your actions indicate that you are probably a bad person. Do you need to think that all kinds of oppressors doing this kind of stuff? Playing this game, this mind game that everybody likes to play? I don't play mind games. I try to make people understand how it is to be treated like nothing. So I hope then they decide to be not an oppressor anymore. Because being an oppressor is a choice. It is a terrible choice. Indeed. But it is a choice. And I think people shouldn't choose choices like this. I think a choice should go where it's going to affect victims of systemic oppression. I think on the moment that you want to take away some other living being's right to exist and to be free from oppression, you're crossing the lines between your own freedoms and the life and freedoms of other creatures. And it is a really stretch of the imagination that to say that what we do to animals is okay because you get the pleasure of your taste buds for a couple of time. It's a bit like similar to when a pedo says, my sick pleasure for a couple of minutes of sexual abusing a child is worth the suffering I inflict. It's not really a good excuse for your actions. If that makes sense. And I hope it makes sense to you. Oh! Hey, Auntie! I didn't know it was you. Oh, I didn't see that you were there. I was talking and I was not seeing that you were on YouTube this time. Is that money? Is that money in your picture? Okay, so yeah, I was talking about animals a bit. Oh, it's Romy. This time it's Romy. I was not really. I cannot see the picture on YouTube that good, so I was not sure what it was. Which one of your cats it was. Oh, it's a one little clip on your YouTube channel. I see here. There's one that says returnal. Okay. Okay. Ah. I'm trying to put my PC in a way so I can see the comments. My iPad is a bit in the way. Okay. So everything is now set in the way I can. I got so many cold salads. That it did take me half hour to finish eating, and I was feeling like I was exploding. I didn't even finish everything because I was having far too much raw salad, too much cold salad. I mean, with pasta, with lettuce, pickle. Well, mamma mia, that was so much food. And of course, lettuce is really basically only water. But yeah, where was I? I was talking about why I am vegan. One of the reasons I am vegan is because, like I was saying before, I think it is unfair that we treat animals, creatures who have never harmed us ever in our whole life, with more contempt and with more hatred and more malice. And I use the word malice with a reason. Because what we do to animals, from the animal's point of view, is totally devoid of any kind of empathy. This wrath incarnate. It is wrath in actions. It is called callousness. It's pure and utter evil. It's violence without reason. That's what that is to them. Traditions are no excuse for cruelty. I mean, it was not for oppressing blacks, or if you're in Saudi Arabia, or non-Arabs, and enslaving them and indoctrinate them. No. Tradition is no excuse for after war or in times of war sexual exploiting the woman of another culture. No, never. That is barbaric. If you do stuff like that, you prove that you're just as despicable as the people you despise. If your culture gets sexually exploited by another, you do it down back to the other culture in revenge. You prove that you're just as filth. There's much of filth uncivilized bastard you are to the culture that you claim to despise. What you show with those kind of actions is that if the tables were turned, you are us or worse than the people you despise. Humans suck when a lot of times when it comes to ethics. But this is a really good lesson that people should learn from history. Not from history, but from me. I think I have here the moral clarity. If you don't want to have something to you, and then also have an excuse why other people then do it, do you back? Don't do it yourself. I don't have any mercy for most people anymore. I don't have mercy for Palestinians. I don't have mercy for Jews. I think that land doesn't belong to any group of humans. I think that land belongs to the animals. This whole freaking planet belongs to them. We're just sick, twisted, psychotic house guests who refuse to leave the party. That's what I think sometimes. And other times I think there's hope. But sometimes I really think we are just sick, twisted, psychotic house guests who are imposing themselves on others without their asking, how take away their livelihoods and turn them into commodities. And I don't think any race of humans is better than another. I think some cultures are maybe better than others, but I don't think any race of people is better than another. I mean, a culture that thinks women are a breeding machine is obviously worse than and more or uncivilized and barbaric than a culture that thinks women and men are equal. Don't fool me with this cultural relativism. Some cultures are just obvious more superior than others, and I think that shouldn't be any controversial. It's also not racist. I think a culture is not a race. If that makes sense. And a culture can change. People can change. People can change to make their culture a better culture. People in Saudi Arabia work, women in countries like Iran are having basically kind of civil war, fighting back against their sexist, misogynistic government. They get harassed, imprisoned, just for refusing the hijab, wearing a hijab. I'll make the whole video about that. About the hijab and the original reason why the hijab was invented. You can watch it if you want. Let me look if I can find it here. really stuffy. I feel really stuffy. What did that? I reacted to a Studio Ghibli. Non-studio, I mean, video by, what was it called? Ghibli? No, Ghibli? No. Is that program from the US where people from two different kind of ideologies are Ghibli? Ghibli? Ghibli. Okay. Oh. And there he comes. There's the YouTube video. I'm going to drink a little bit of water. This is actually not really water. I'm just drinking iced tea, actually. It's spearmint and green tea. Iced tea. It's really strong. The water is not see-through, so it's really dark. It's more like an extract than tea, I think. I might be weird for drinking extracts. Ow. Okay. So, Auntie, are you there still? Okay, what game are you playing? I know. Well, I'm drawing and talking about veganism. And why I'm vegan. And so. I have still some games I need to finish. I have also still a couple of games I need to play. Okay. Are you getting any better at it? Okay. So you start to learn the mechanics. Do you already know what it is about again? Exactly? I was not sure what it was about. Oh. So I'm currently okay, let's look. It's a good game, but I hate it's at the okay, so it's really hard in the beginning. It has a deep learning curve. Is that what I understand? For the people on YouTube, I on Twitch, I am multi-streamer, so I'm having people on different platforms that I watch. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about uh, um I found your brother. I found your brother. There is supernatural chaos going on. Okay, so it's a supernatural game. I see. It's a kind of paranormal game. Um, I like I like supernatural kind of movies. Basically, the only type of horror movies I like are supernatural horror movies, like with ghosts or something like that. I was when I was a teen, I was more into vampire movies, but I'm now more into um more like ghost movies than vampire movies or vampire werewolf. I think they are more interesting personally. What kind of do you like vampire movies more or ghost movies? Sorry if I'm distracting you from your game, by the way. I just like when I can talk to somebody while I'm on the stream. I was looking for some supernatural movie. I really like. Um... Okay, that's nice that I don't distract you too much from the game. But yeah, I'm looking for some bit more psychological horror. I think I don't really like gory movies. Gore is not really something I like personally. That's why I've never been really into zombie movies also because they tend to be kind of gory. Um, that just make me feel a bit itchy, icky, and so. I think no, not again. That's enough blood. I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit how I think about it. Oh. But yeah, this process here that I'm working right now is one of the most annoying jobs of making a big artwork with a lot of detail. Drawing all the little things. I was thinking about looking if I can make a brush for this kind of work. A brush that makes it easier to color, to make all this done quicker. Oh. I think I'm going to look something on Discord. Okay, I'm going to post another. Okay, let's do this. Um, by the way, Auntie, is my sound better now than it is than it was other times? With the filter that I did put on. Okay. Yeah, I was curious about it. people were saying that I was mumbling a bit sometimes in my streams. So I was thinking about it, and therefore I was... Huh? They see a reaction in the statics. Some people were joining or so. I hope they're going to say something. So was saying that I did work a little bit on the sound of my in OBS, and I hope my sounds are a little bit better. I mean, if it is a little bit better, that is really appreciating. It's because I was hoping I'd been better to understand. I'm trying to be less, how to say it, less mumbling, and so I'm more clear in what I'm saying. Because I think that will help my stream. At least that's what some people were saying, that I was having seen a stream of me in the past. I have now 2 mics. Normally I have 1 mic, so I can... No, sometimes I can do this, then I can do this. If I'm talking here in the middle, it should pick everything up the same. But yeah. I think I also need to go to the restroom, so let's look how my settings are. How long have I been streaming? 1 hour now. Seems like. Oh. Okay, let's go to this size again, and then I'm going to the restroom. Be back in a second. Okay. I'm back. Ah. Ah. Hey, Anya Wise. I see you. How are you doing, Anya? Oh. Oh, I see. I see. Were you having a long day on work? Lots of tiring people, I see. Were your um were your coworkers tiring, or were just other stressful things happening? I was talking about some different stuff already. I was talking about why I think we should focus more on looking stuff from precision rather than just stressful things and a long day. I was talking about a bit animals and so, and why I'm some reason why I was being why I did choose to stop eating animals all those years ago, and one of the reasons was because I was bullied a lot, and I empathized with the victim's point of view more than with the victimizer point of view, because I think the victim is just a coward. Victimizer is a coward. It is a person that is not able to be okay. And another reason that I been vegan is because I find it absurd that we treat animals worse than we treat the worst kind of criminals. That we treat animals worse, animals that have never harmed anybody in their whole life. Pigs, chickens, all those animals that have never harmed us in our whole life. That we treat them worse than we treat mass murderers. That we treat them worse than people who abuse children or sexual harass their partner. Their ex or their ex after they dumped them. I think that is despicable. It doesn't show really the best character from a species that claims to know right from wrong. I can't change everybody's opinions on the world, but the thing I can do is try to hold a mirror in front of people. Try to make them face their own actions. Try to make them see reason. That's something I like. I want to. I want to be a more compass in a world of death, decay, rottenness, being hypocrites. Necrophores. I just want to be not happy. Not necessary. Because happiness for me comes when I can be myself. And being myself is speaking up when I think something is not right. I try to find myself back. I try to find my spirit back. The flame that kindled my wonder. Yeah. It makes me a lot of angry in the past. But I want to harvest this into energy to do something instead of being just a passenger. I see so much wrong in the world. I wish I can just do something about it. I hope the algorithm gods are going to give me some exposure. I wish I can inspire people to care more about the things that I can change instead of things I can't. You caring about what happens in Palestine and Israel doesn't make the world a better place. But here's something you can do every day of your life. And I will give it on you on a golden plate. You can do so much good stuff in the world by just changing what you eat on a daily basis. There's so much butterfly effect on that. I'm not saying something crazy. Of course, you can do other stuff too. But I think changing what you eat on a daily basis is the start. It's a very good start. Also very good starts when it comes to becoming more humble. I was seeing lately the guy that makes the movies Conspiracy and Cowspiracy saying such ridiculous stuff. And was complaining about that it was harder to find snoop, what is it called? Marshmallows or so. They were harder to find and more expensive vegan. I've never even eaten vegan marshmallows. I just give them up. Because I think marshmallows are not worth harming animals unnecessarily. I think humans are so spoiled today. When I did first stopped eating animals, have you any idea how little choices there were? People are honestly so spoiled today. And they still make excuses. And this is when I say humans are a sick, twisted excuse of a species. When there are days that I think humans are a sick, twisted mistake of a species. These are the moments, these are the days that I think this. People making excuses when they're living so much privilege. Honestly, Days like that make me lose all faith in humanity.
Nintendo are happy to announce Red Dead Redemption 2 for the
See. Yeah, this guy. This guy with the Arabian sounding name. And he's not as long vegan as I've been. Mike the Vegan, I think, did a really good video about it. He basically did go. I think this guy with the Arabian sounding name. Is basically just the impediment of being a spoiled brat. It makes me really depressed to see that people are backstabbing the animals for just such simple stuff to fix. Instead of eating cow cheese, eat a plant-based cheese. And if it's more expensive, make your own plant cheese. I can make some recipes for you if you want. Some plant-based cheese recipes that you can make on a budget. Just please don't make excuses. Because what if you are the victim? What if you are the victim? Do you want not somebody to speak up for your right to exist in peace and civility? Instead of others making excuses after excuses after excuses. Oh, marshmallows which contain gelatin. Or blah, blue, blee, blue, blah, blue. Think about the victims. Humans are not the victims here. Is somebody holding a gun and put it to your brain and says, hey, go watch this documentary. Hey, I'm pulling the bullet. If you're not going into the slaughterhouse to see what is happening and smell the death in the air. No. This is what people do to animals. People that eat meat are in animals. Is it hard? Is it to hear? Perhaps? Does somebody need to say it sometimes? I think sometimes people need to be pushed into reality. And look to in the world that they can do stuff. And that your being a good person doesn't come from just simply saying what your political party wants you to say. Even if you're a Democrat, Republican, Green, Socialist, or whatever. You can make a difference. You can. Every day. Multiple times a day. Are you there still? Or did you go when I was talking about animals? Let's talk about something more happy. About art. I have been making art a large percent of my life. A large percent of my life I've been drawing. I've been creative. I'm also in the past I also was trying to make some pieces of other kinds of stuff, like some stories. I made a lot of stories in the past. I didn't even write out the lore that I made. I regret a lot of stuff that I didn't finish anything. And I hope I don't will die in regret one day. I think I should have done more. I should have made more art. I should have made more stories. I should have published my work. Instead of keeping it to myself. Because I didn't want to be fed to an AI machine created by corporate deviants to extract creativity and turn it into commodities. So that we are going to live in an even every time more stranded, a more toxic environment of competition. Competition getting in the way of freedoms, turning into human labor into commodities, turning the world into a commodity, making more luxury bags, more faster produced and less quality products. In a world where quality is punished and where quantity is celebrated. Where we don't have stuff anymore that lasts for generations. But where we have stuff instead that lasts only for a few years. I remember when I was young still, clothes were for better quality. Even the average clothes. The prices of the clothes are more expensive, but they become less quality because they want to get more bucks out of it and make it go slowly up. I mean, I have still clothes that is quite so old, and they are in better state than the clothes that I did buy a couple of years ago, around 4 years or 5 years ago. They're getting bigger, faster holes in them. And then I need to suck them up more often. And even the brands of the fair trade, organic, good quality vegan stuff. I didn't buy one from Animal Liberation, and they better be there. Within a year, I got holes in the arms. Well, it looked like it is kind of good quality, but it was also around 50 or so, 50 euro sweaters. So in the past were that make me far more time that was taking me before I needed to buy something new. But now, seems like it only lasts a couple of years before I need to repair them. And if it's not good to repair, it becomes ugly, but I'm also a bit stiffy. So, in other words, I walk sometimes with clothes with holes in them. I have never really associated myself with humans. I know I am a human, but I don't want to be a human sometimes. I wish I was a dragon. Sometimes. A mighty, flying reptile that lives on the aether. Well, that's what I want to be. An aetherite eating dragon. Living on life force. Instead of needing to have consumption. I just want to... I was a dragon. Like one of those dragons from Final Fantasy XIV. Eternal. Never changing. Make the decades look like seconds. Like centuries. Feel like like just a couple of months. Everything going away in a blink of an eye. That's the life I want. Having the time to figure out stuff on my own time and speed. Instead of becoming old, I still have not learned the lessons I needed to learn in my lifetime. Human life is so fleeting. And most even don't learn anything in their life. They become just nice little automatons of their society, repeating their society's fault, repeating their generational trauma with the next generation, and then the next generation, and then the next generation. Not breaking out of this trap. And I think this is also one of the reasons maybe some countries are better than others, because with accidents, some cultures were having more success to become better. I mean, if we lived in a culture where people were systemically oppressed by their leaders, where dissent was punished by death, by torture, by kidnapping, and this culture cannot evolve in a really good way. But we then have another culture. This culture was having a more enlightened leader. One leader that was not a tyrannical psycho. I wanted to control his people with iron fist. And this culture evolves in a more civilized way. It's all a question of excellence. I don't think that makes a race specifically better. And that can make a culture better. I don't think any race is better than another, but I think some cultures are better than others. Does that make sense? And if you not disagree, if you're not agree, please explain me why it's not right. And don't yell at me. I'm sincerely here. I'm not trolling. I don't try to rage bait. I just don't know. So if I'm saying something that is offensive, then no, I don't do it with intention. If it's say something controversial, then I ask you the question, why is it controversial? Do you think that culture of mafioso is the same kind of moral world than a society or culture of people that do voluntary work? Is a recycling family that helps the poor, builds schools, helps educate an emancipate woman from meal pressers. So the culture is better than the culture of the mafioso that has a habit of kidnapping people, is it not? At least that's what I say. I don't think that the culture number 2 is the same level as the culture number 1. I hope you understand my point. In here. I know I'm not a politician, so I don't try to sound like a politician. I also think politicians are not worth to trust. That's another reason why I don't want to sound like a politician. I want to sound like me. Nah, mum, it's neurospicy. Okay, that's funny. I really think that word neurospicy sounds funny. What's neurospicy is weird. I feel so stuffed. Why do I feel so stuffed? Oops, I accidentally. I'm going to look here. Anya, are you there still? Did you want me to do tomorrow some meditation? I can try that tomorrow. So, Okay, sorry, I was distracted for a bit from Discord. I stream. Yeah, I was distracted from my stream door Discord, that's what I mean. Let's look. How long have I been streaming now? Okay, nearly 2 hours. I think I'm going to... going to post here. Can I post a link in... No, I need to wait until the restroom is finished before I can post it here. Because this will cut it in half. Oh! Can't open the application music because it is not paper. Huh? Why don't I hear the music? Something wrong with the music. Okay. Okay. So I was having some trouble with my stream. Trying to find something here. It doesn't really work. Okay. Let's look if I can post this whole link. Hasn't Emerson said this? By channel characters limited. Okay. Okay. There's coming an ad break in around 10 minutes, and after the ad break, I think I'm going to stop the stream. And then I'm going to take some rest. Then tomorrow I'm going to sculpt again. Or I do a guided meditation. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. The end of the stream, I'm going to put. I think I'm just going to, for the last minutes, I'm just going to show some of my art that I made in the past. I think that's how I'm going to end the stream. So, I make this thing with Halloween. So you can see this that purple dragon. There's a house in the background. Some cartoon abominations and some weird pumpkins with flames in the eyes and that kind of nitty-gritty stuff. Hey! Rakasulu, you're here still in the end. Thanks for coming by, even though that's nearly on the end of the stream. How you are doing? I'm going to stop. I think I will stream for another maybe 20 minutes or so. I'm going to show some art now that I made in the past. So this is one I made some time ago, and it's basically one of my first dragons I made on my iPad. That was basically having all those skills that I now draw on my art when I'm drawing a dragon. All the individual drawn skills, which was kind of annoying sometimes to do, but I think it gives a very cool effect. So I have here then some Pokemon art that I made. Are you going to stream today, by the way, Rakasulu? Then I have here the Gengar with some little balls around his ears. And there I have here Hunter with Vigani on it. Okay, what are you going to stream? Are you going to do art, or are you going to do video game? Are you going to play that Dutch fishing game? Not fishing. I mean, are you going to play that Dutch game where you need to clean waters again, or are you going to play that game where you play as a kind of Animal Crossing character? So I made also this one some time ago. Basically, the idea behind this one is basically Cassandra of Troy, but then I make Cassandra turn into an owl instead that she was taken by the savage man called Ajax. I wanted to make her give an opportunity to fight back. So I turned her to an owl lady. Kind of a blessing of the goddess Athena instead of a punishment. I mean, she was sexually arrested by a man in the temple of Athena. With other stories, basically, that resulted in Athena giving them powers to fight back against their oppressors and turning them into supernatural creatures. Like how the Gorgons were turned into Gorgons after Medusa was sexually assaulted in Athena's temple by Apollo. She wasn't able to punish Apollo because he was a god, but she was able to give Medusa the power to defend herself against patriarchal oppression by giving her the power to turn people that looked at her into stone. But I can imagine this kind of powerful weapon if you were possessing this. And I make here also this creepy looking guy. Look, he has vampire-like teeth. Very gross vampire-like teeth. This was a terrorist. This guy. He was a terrorist. He was what was he called? Simba, and he was a terrorist leader that was responsible for October 7 attack on the music festival. He was not a nice guy. He was by far not a nice guy. Then I was having this monkey that I did draw some time ago. By the way, how far are you in Apelia? I mean, I stopped playing it some time ago. I need to find a way to make it work again on my Switch. I was having an error in it, and since then it doesn't load the loading screen. So I'm not sure if I need to reinstall it, and maybe that fixes it. I'm not sure how I reinstall games from my Switch. I mean, disinstall and then reinstall again. Then I have here a little caterpillar. I think I should probably work a bit on this one and make it into an artwork instead of sketch. This one will be so adorable, I think, if I was going to work more on this. Do you not agree, Rokasulu? Are you there still, Rokasulu? I guess not. But yeah, here's a little piggy I was working on. I don't remember how far. Okay. I see. I am not bacon, I am a friend. And I'm an earthling. Go vegan. That's what the piggy says. Piggy don't want to be hurt. Just like humans don't want to be hurt. If it shits, if it makes pee, if it has a heart, a stomach, a mother, it is not food. Then I have a little drawing here I was working on that I also need to finish, I think. Need to make more shading in here. First and foremost. It says also something here. It says stop stealing my lamb. They are not your lamb. Chop. Not your body, not your rights. Go vegan. That's what the board says. I want to make it into a nice picture. I think I should probably work more on this. Maybe on the stream. Maybe I should work on it off stream. I'm not sure what you all think. What do you think, Rokasulu? Should I make this into a full artwork instead of a sketch ID? It's also having this one. This one was a froggy. Hey, programs, people, Paul, a frog, not your foot. Okay, I see. I have a lot of sketch ideas. I have also this one. This is basically what I was making a long time ago. A lot of those sketches I have in my art book that I make pictures from are from some time ago. So this one is a beehive. So bee use their honey, hungry. Why do I? Oh, really terrible dyslexia mistakes. Should probably also fix this up, the text. For their hives. And then the babies. Honey for the bees, not for you. They use agave nectar instead, not honey. Honey is bee vomit. They're regurgitated actually around 50 times. So basically, you eat a lot of bee vomit. That's what honey is for a large percent. It is bee vomit. So people are actually going into a place and the cereal in the morning. They put bee vomit on their cereals. Bee vomit, everybody! You eat bee vomit. I mean, you say vegans are weird because we eat tofu, and you don't think it is weird to put bee vomit on your cereal. I don't know. It sounds kind of weird to me. Putting some titty juice of a cow on your cereals and then put some bee vomit to it. I mean, you think vegans are weird, but we're eating tofu and eating salads and eating fruit and eating beans. All sorts of stuff you eat too. But for some reason, we vegans are weird. Oh yeah, this is also a goat I was making. I was working on it was a kind of mountain goat with very long hair. He was having so much hair, this goat, that you can see his eyes. It covers all his eyes. I think this is really cool. It's hard work here. Also, this one is also cute. It's a little piggy. And the piggy says, "Go vegan, I am not food." It's also my logo. The logo that I was using. Then I was here drawing some sketch of a bearded dragon. In the past I was having a bearded dragon. The bearded dragon got sick. Then it stopped eating. And it died. And I was very upset. I still remember where I did bury the bearded dragon. The bearded dragon did live for 10 years. I really hope wherever my bearded dragon's soul is now, I hope he is happy. I hope they are happy. In the next life. Here I make the lucky cat. And here's a guinea pig. I think guinea pigs are cute, but I wish I was not allergic to guinea pigs. Then I have here a parrot, an ARA, animal rights activist on Discord. And then I have here a little armadillo. I can use the I used to be allergic to cats. Ah? You used to be allergic to kitties? Ah, that is so sad. Until which age were you allergic to cats? Erika Sulu. Um, then I also have this one. It's a little Cerberus I was drawing, and it says, when I dream, everybody is vegan, but when I wake up, the nightmare begins. Please go vegan. But when I got a cat, I got used to it, and now I don't have any allergy. That is nice. Toch, cats sometimes I sneeze. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is. But you don't get allergic reactions from your kitty cat or your mother's kitty cat. I don't know if it was your mother's kitty cat or your kitty cat that you showed a picture from. Oh yeah, I was also working on this cat. This one. I think he looks kind of waggy. He looks a bit like a cartoon here. The goat. Hey, Auntie. Huh? Auntie, you were also allergic to cats when you were younger? Yeah, when I was small, I really was extremely allergic to guinea pigs, and it was kind of sad because my father was having guinea pigs, so the guinea pigs needed to go away when I was small. And then later, my mother did got a guinea pig from the petting zoo that my mother did work, and did got one for my sister from there. Because my mother sometimes take care of the sick animals. And yeah, but yeah, when I remember last time I just touched a guinea pig that I wanted to pet a guinea pig, I was so allergic. So I think I'm still allergic to guinea pigs. I even noticed that around 10 years ago I was in the class. I was close around the guinea pigs. They're so cute, little fellows. But sadly, I can't be close to them. I wish I can. Okay, I have here a little scroll I was making also some time ago. And here it's what do you think this thing is? I'll let you go guess. What do you think it is? Do you think it is Auntie? Rokasulo? Or Anya? What do you think this is? Do you think it's a mosquito? Do you think it's a fly? Do you think it's an... Do you think it is a goat? Do you think it is a tick? Or do you think it is an ant? What do you think this thing is? Rokasulu, do you think it's a goat? Rokasulu, do you think it's a goat? Okay. And T, you're very close. This is a fruit fly. This thing. I just need to post a goat in what? Okay, I see. I see. You're in the goat mood. You're in a goating mood. You want to be a goat. Probably should also finish this one. I mean, I think this one looks cool. I mean, there's depth in here also. There's a door. I'm not sure what I want to put in this window here. Maybe I'll put a room. Maybe that will become a shower room. But what do I put in this one? How much emojis do you have? Ah. Let's look here. How long have we streamed? Okay, nearly 2.5 hours. Let's see here. Nearly 2.5 hours been talking. So I'm feeling. I started a bit sleepy. Ah. Okay, so was he making a bonsai tree? And here's another bonsai, and this bonsai was having, but it did die, and the bonsai was having a butt. This was funny. Okay, so this is a bonsai that I just made up. It's I wasn't thinking about Harry Potter when I was making this one. It's basically a bonsai. You know that kind of big tree that is on the Hogwarts. That's in the second book. Kicked Harry Potter, and then the car that got damaged. Basically, that's based on. I'm not sure what it is called in English, so I'm not going to try. Oh, where is it? A boxing willow or something like that. And here I was having a pumpkin that I was trying to draw. And here I was making a bonsai coconut. Yeah, I want to have a bonsai coconut tree. It would be so cool if I can have a bonsai tree in house. That is also giving coconuts. I think it's freaking cool. But yeah, I'm probably going to stop my stream soon. There's not something I can host. I see Jackson Art is not going online. It's not online. I see only some Final Fantasy 14 YouTuber that I started to follow just because I did rate them once. Okay, so also make some Zelda inspired art. This one is better, I think. Oh. It's an underground city in the desert. Like you can see here. There's the stairs. There's a village here, and there's another village, and there's another village there. It's Princess Zelda. Sea person. And then I have here a Goron. This will be a Bokoblin. I'm not sure if it is going to animate. Seems like it's still broken. It should actually animate, but it's for some reason there's something wrong. Maybe it is because everything is in one layer. I don't know why it can be otherwise. Just let's everything go out of this layer. Then it should work for sure. Okay. Here. Yay! Okay. That's a marionette. That is called a marionette. But yeah. Let's go to sleep. Let's go to sleep. Did somebody say something here? Oh. You can now reply. You can now reply to the chat message directed to the. See how it works. Okay, it's some new Twitch feature, I guess. And this is in real life painting I made. Probably can look better. Okay, so this is also something I made. I was making a toon version of Zelda here. Okay. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream today. I'm going to end the stream here, and I'm going to sleep in around half hour or so. I hope you all enjoyed seeing all my artworks. Not all my artwork, but some of my artworks. I hope it was all you did find it nice and inspiring.